Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nerd World. Yes, my hair is blonde now, deal with it. But today we're going to be discussing probably one of my favorite consoles of all time, the Xbox 360. Now this is like probably the final model, because I know the last model was like kind of a slimmer bit. But yeah, this is the Elite, the one, the motion censored one. It's not hooked up right now, so I can't show you. But if you just like rub your fingers across it, it would open up or turn on. And this is a great console. Really love this console. Like today, it was actually my first console that I actually saved my money up for to go out and buy because I really wanted it. It didn't come with much. It was the 4GB one and not the other one. I actually later had to go out and buy. If it's still in here, yep, it is. I had to go out and buy a hard drive for the Xbox. Ooh, it's a bit dusty. I had to go out and buy a hard drive for the Xbox. Get more space to have 320 more gigabytes. So once you bought an Xbox, it came with a controller as well, and I gotta say, the controller is probably one of the best controllers there is. It fits so naturally in your hand, and I know I just said it, but I believe this is the best controller there is out there. It's so natural, it's wireless, and it feels a lot better. I never was a big fan of the PlayStation controller just because the analog stick is down here, but how Xbox got it, beautiful. This is how a controller is meant to be, and it's how it should be, because everything is just in a convenient place to where you can easily just do stuff. All you PlayStation fanboys out there, fight me. So this was great. I saved up enough money for it, because we had an arcade. We had the Xbox arcade, like the original in my house, but that was my brother, my sisters, and mine. We all had to share it. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm fed up. I don't want to share anymore. I want to have my own 360. So I saved up my money, and I went out and bought this. And this is the exact same one. I got this. I'm 19 now. Got this in 6th grade. So I don't know the math, but I was probably like 11 or 12. So this was a big deal for me. It was a pretty big investment for me. To go out of my way and buy it. And this was like $200 back then. You gotta think as an 11 or 12 year old, or hell, even now, $200 was a big investment back then. And the console, God, I have so many memories with it. I remember buying it and then taking it over to my friend's house, like in the box, and I'm like, look what I got, and I'd rub it in his face because I was an asshole. But no, it was great, really great. There's a lot of great games on it. In fact, we're going to also cover some games in this episode as well. It's just kind of like a bonus. But the 360, it's like relatively cheap now thanks to the Xbox One, and I recommend you buy one because the games on it, which I'm about to show a few that I personally played, were amazing for the console. It was really, they were really great. Some of them are hit and miss, the ones I'm about to show you, but they're my favorites, and I have them all down here. So let's get them going. I have a stack right here. Obviously, it's not the whole library, duh, but it is some of the ones that I played waiting for the 360. So first off, what really got me into the 360 was that my parents bought it. And I played the original Xbox, but I didn't really own it. I mean, I grew up with the original Xbox, but didn't really have it until a couple years ago. But one of the games that really pulled me in on this game was Left 4 Dead. I love this game. I still do. I would still go back and play this. Left 4 Dead was just such a great game. There was no games out like at the time, and it was very unique. But this one didn't even compare to what I was waiting for when they released the trailer for the second one, Left 4 Dead 2. This one, I was such a big fan of. Huge fan of. I draw comics of Left 4 Dead 2. I'd come home every day after school. There was a period of time in my life where I came home every day after school. Doesn't matter whose account I was on. I sat down and I played Left 4 Dead 2 online, and it was great. And I was such a huge fan that this is my original copy that I printed out a picture of Ellis because he's my favorite character. And I don't know why I did. Probably mostly because he's my favorite character, but I took it and I threw it in here, and this is one of the games I spent my money on. This is not the original copy that we've had, but this is a copy I went out and bought, and it still works, and it's beautiful, and I love this game. absolutely love Left 4 Dead 2. It's so cool. It's so great. I really wish they'd add more DLC to it. And come on, Valve. Where's my Left 4 Dead 3 at? Come on. Half-Life 3 can wait. Where's my Left 4 Dead 3 at? I've been waiting for that, and you guys announced it, and you guys have had leaked files on the internet of it. Where is it? This came out in 2009. We're almost 10 years later. Where's my Left 4 Dead 3? Wow. That was fun. But this next game, my brother got it for Christmas, and I eventually gave it to me, and then I eventually lost the copy, and I bought another one. But my brother got this for Christmas and introduced me to the zombies, if you know what I'm talking about. And that is Black Ops. Black Ops was such a good game, and it is my favorite Call of Duty to date. Black Ops just did something right. When Black Ops 2 came out, I felt like there was a lot of stuff that downgraded from the original. In some instances, Black Ops 1 looks a lot better than Black Ops 2. Like, the graphics are better for some reason. Maybe that's just me. But Black Ops 1 is what started the zombie craze. The zombie craze. Zombies were in World at War, I'm aware, but the craze, I believe, started with Black Ops. This game just did everything right. You know, the story was good and compelling. I know it's weird, right? Someone playing Call of Duty for the story. The multiplayer was a lot of fun. I actually tried to play the multiplayer recently again. I could not find anybody on Team Deathmatch. I did go to hardcore, which is fine. I'm fine with playing hardcore, but just the fact that this game used to be one of the most popular Call of Duty games, and it just kind of died off. I absolutely sucked balls at the zombies when they first came out. I made it to like level 5 with my brother, and then we called it quits. And after my real dad and stepmom had it there, they kept playing it, and they pretty much trained me. Now, not far, I guess, but I can make it to like level 20, 30, something like that. But this was really good. I'd recommend picking this up. It's definitely is something of its time, but Black Ops on the 360 is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, next. Okay, this game gets a lot of hate. Recently, it's been getting a lot of hate, and I don't understand why. It's a pretty meh game, but I don't believe it gets the hate it should get. I don't believe it. And that is Deadly Premonition. Now, this is a game that, oh wow, look at that. Game Crazy. Game Crazy right there. I kept that sticker on it because that's a relic right there. I wonder if I could sell this with just the Game Crazy sticker on it. No, but this game was really fun. It's like a third-person survival horror game with these weird creatures, and you're in this weird town. And the guy like talks to himself, where you're supposed to be. He's like kind of talking to you, so it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall the entire game. But this was a lot of fun from what I played. It's a murder mystery, so you're going around these areas trying to find different cases while surviving these zombies, and you would kind of like go into this alternate world. It was a lot of fun. The soundtrack is amazing in this game. I absolutely love it. The aesthetic, the atmosphere is also pretty great. The gameplay wasn't really good at all. It wasn't the best it could be, but it was okay. But this game gets a lot of hate, and I really don't understand why. I have a lot of fond memories with this one. That's probably why I remember it so much. I do gotta say I'm sick and tired of seeing the beginning, because at the times I had to restart this game because I keep losing my save data. Not that the game would corrupt it or anything, it's just that I just poorly handled my save data. But this game, I don't think it deserves the hate it get, and if you are interested, I definitely recommend getting this. Oh, okay, here's a good one. Okay, so, when Oblivion was out, or I think maybe Skyrim was out at this point, I didn't really get into those games until my mom started playing Skyrim, which was pretty good. No, I think this actually came out before Skyrim. I didn't really get into these type of games until Skyrim came out. But, so the Elder Scrolls series is something I never really got into. They're great games. I don't have them in here, but I recommend those too. But one of the games I did play that kind of like was like it was a game called Dark Messiah. And I don't know if any of you guys remember this, and I never hear anyone talk about it at all. I'd probably, if I want to get something information out of it, I'd probably have to look it up. So this is kind of a first-person game, kind of like Skyrim and Oblivion, but a lot more linear. It was really cool. It's a really fun game. I recommend it. It's pretty much, if you just took the gameplay of Skyrim and Oblivion and threw it into this game and just made it like a linear experience, that's pretty much what you're getting with Dark Messiah. I can't really say much of it. Can't really say much for it. I don't know if there was a sequel or anything like that, but this was a pretty good game, and graphics were great at the time. I think it came out around... Oh, this came out in 2008, so definitely way before Skyrim. And this was pretty good. I don't ever hear anyone talking about this, but this was definitely a really good time, and I definitely will have to go back and play this because I remember getting far in it and then getting stuck. So, yeah, I'd recommend that. Okay, I'm a huge anime fan, and I plan to do an anime video later on once I get more anime stuff. But my favorite anime, one of my favorites, and I hate to be basic right here, is Naruto. And Naruto had, by Ubisoft, I'm not counting the Ultimate Ninja Storm series because they are also on Xbox, but the first 2 games of Naruto to come out on 360 were Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond. These are fantastic games, and they take place right after one another. If you can't watch the show for some reason, and these games are relatively cheap, so you pick them up. I mean, you can pretty much get the first series on games right here, and they are pretty good. And my phone is dying. I should probably fix that. But these are pretty good, and I definitely recommend picking these up if you wanna. If you're a big fan of the show, these games are gorgeous. For the 360, Ubisoft, back when they actually completed games, did amazing on these, and they actually brought 3D anime really well to the console. And it's always weird because when you're watching a cartoon show or an anime and they bring it through 3D, you're always analyzing it and something is not quite there. But I feel Ubisoft did a great job with these, and I definitely recommend picking them up if you have not watched the show and want to get a recap of how the first series went. Pick these 2 up, they're great, and these were only Xbox 360 exclusives, so beat that, Sony, haha! Although they did get the first Ultimate Ninja Ultimate Ninja Storm, and we didn't. And they got the Ultimate Ninja series, and Xbox that. So. But that's to make up for it. Okay. There was a time when Resident Evil was bad. And it recently picked back up with 7. But there was a time to where Capcom was trying to do everything they could to save the franchise. And one of the games that came out was Operation Raccoon City. This game gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand why. This game is great, in my personal opinion. It's a different side of Umbrella, it's a different side of Raccoon City, and you get to play as the bad guys, and the environments are beautiful. They're great. This is like this has happened before the bomb went off, and this is happening alongside with Resident Evil 2, which is fantastic. This game is pretty good. It doesn't deserve the hate it gets. I really do not think, and I was so excited to pick this up. And then I played it, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I even have the original magazine for when this game first came out that my dad gave to me, and I was so excited. We both were talking about it, like, oh, that's going to be it. This is going to be the best Resident Evil game ever. And it came out, and people gave it mediocre scores. But I do think that this is really good, and it needs to be backwards compatible on Xbox One. What's the deal? Come on, let's get on that. This is a Resident Evil game. Definitely a lot better than the one that came after. So, yeah. But I'd recommend, if you guys are interested in some fun multiplayer, I definitely recommend picking this up. If you can find anybody online, I was lucky to find 2 people online, and they could not decide what they wanted to do. So I started a campaign up, and then they joined my campaign, and then betrayed me. So there's that. Really fun game. I definitely recommend it. Okay. When TV shows are brought over to the games, they're normally done poorly. Like the Simpsons game, I didn't really like it. And the first Family Guy game, which was okay, but it looked choppy. But one of the games that did it right was South Park. And that is South Park The Stick of Truth. This is a game I recently got into, thanks to the introduction of the Fractured Butthole, which I have not played yet, but it looks amazing. But this game was amazing. It followed so close to the South Park lore. It looks just like the show. When people say, oh, you're actually playing the show. Yes, you are actually playing the show because it looks that great. This game actually got me into South Park. It really did. It really got me into South Park. And since I didn't get to pick it up when it first came out, I got a Cartman from a friend of mine who gave it to me, and this is pretty cool, and I really love this. It looks really well done. People think it looks creepy, but I think that we should get more figures like this, and I know they did that for the Fractured Butthole. So that's really exciting. But this game was great, absolutely. I love the humor. There were some things in it, like you're in an abortion clinic. I can't believe that made it past. And it just blows my mind that made it in the game. But it's South Park. This game definitely got me into the show because I wasn't a big fan to begin with. But I found out it was on Hulu, and I made it to the 3rd season before I stopped watching it. Not because it got boring, just because I didn't get a chance to pick it back up. But this is pretty good. I definitely recommend it. If you're a big fan of South Park, it would already be in your collection. But if you're looking a way to get into South Park and you don't know where to start, definitely pick this up. Because this one, I wasn't really big into the show, but this really helped me get into it. And there's a lot of references I don't get because I never watched the show. But if you pick up this game, you definitely won't regret it, and you'll have a lot of fun. It's an RPG, but it's a fun one. It's really weird, and having to explore South Park and go into Canada and all that stuff, it's really great. The humor is spot on. I definitely recommend The Stick of Truth. And speaking of TV shows, I translated, we got Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. Now, I actually searched a long time to get this one because I was very interested in it. And I love Family Guy. Well, the earlier stuff in Family Guy, which is the scene what this is referencing, is the early stuff in Family Guy. And it's great because I understand it all and the references are funny. Kind of like the unfortunate sad truth of The Stick of Truth, where I don't really understand it. But Family Guy really did great with this. They even make a joke at the end of the game, spoilers, to where they say they're probably not going to make another Family Guy game on consoles, because this is the second Family Guy game that's on consoles. And this one looks really good. The animation of the characters are a bit choppy, but the gameplay makes up for it, and it's really fun. You get to explore all these different locations. You get to explore the Amish level. You get to do the this boat level. It's really good. I don't want to talk a lot about it, because if you want to play it and you're watching this, then I definitely recommend picking it up. You can find it for relatively cheap nowadays, just like most of these games. You can find this for relatively cheap. So now would definitely be a chance to get it. 360 games are really going to go up soon because the Xbox One is out. But, so, get on this now. This is really good if you're a big fan of the show. If you're not a fan of the show, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you could try it if you wanted. Okay, so I'm not really into sports games at all, or like any time of wrestling, racing, and stuff like that. But for some reason, I just have fond memories with this one, and it is still pretty good, and I would recommend it. But that is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Now, I'm aware that there are better versions out there of this, but this one just happens to be the best in my opinion. They got everything right in one neat little package, and they keep adding and taking away wrestlers. But this is definitive. This is a definitive version of wrestling, in my opinion. The graphics are bad. I'm sure there are way better wrestling games nowadays, like the new ones, 2K17 and all. But this, at the time, when it came out, this was pretty great. This was great. They had a PS2 version, which my friend had up the street, and I'd always brag that I got the 360 version. I actually think I went on my way and bought this. I got this $9.99 pre-owned for GameStop, I think. So you can find it pretty cheap now, but this was great when it first came out, and I love it. And 3-Day Grace, they had big impact on me. Like, yeah. Okay, so I'm a big fan of Game Grumps, and after watching Game Grumps, they had they played Monopoly, and I'm trying to find Monopoly on the Wii, but I didn't find it. I found it on the 360 though, and I don't really have much to say about this one because it's just Monopoly. All I can say is get some friends together, get your family there who love Monopoly, and just play it. And this is really all I can say. I wanted to add it on the video because I actually kind of like this game. And EA slapped their logo on it, and it's probably one of the best games EA's ever made. Okay. I wasn't allowed to play any Grand Theft Auto back when I was younger. I had to beg my mom to convince my stepdad to even let me play this. And they got me GTA 5 on my birthday. Holy crap. Okay, so this game was great. It took forever to install, but once it installed, it was great. I love this. I love going on multiplayer, hang out with my friends. No one really does it on the 360 version anymore because the Xbox One version came out. So you can probably find GTA 5 on the 360 relatively cheap. It's just great stuff, you know? Way better than 4 in my opinion. 4 kind of had the driving all wonky and slippery, but GTA 5 fixed all that. GTA 5 fixed a lot of things and was pretty graphically impressive on the 360 and PS3. That actually, where it looked really good for an open world as it is. You can you can get in helicopters. It's your standard GTA game. I'll just say that. It's pretty good if you want to play it. If you're not a fan of hearing the N-word a lot, I would say, then don't play it. But it's still great either way. I definitely recommend it. Okay, this game gets a lot of hate, and actually a lot of the future ones do because they can't do something right. And this is The Amazing Spider-Man. This game is fantastic. I don't understand why new Spider-Man games get the hate. Now, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I also owned, is garbage. I hate that game. I hate it. They messed up so many things in it. But this one's actually kind of good. I even got the new, like, this cover of it, the box cover, where it's all, like, popped out and everything. This is fantastic. I absolutely recommend this one. I think the swinging is fantastic. And that's the one thing people complain about is the swinging. Spider-Man 2 was the one that got the swinging right and made you feel like you were swinging around New York. Well, so does this, and this one has bigger buildings because it's on better hardware. And this one takes place right after the first movie, so it's kind of like a little continuation. It's really cool. I definitely recommend this. And that suit, man, that suit just looks awesome. It's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man suits. But this game is pretty good. People hate on this a lot, and I have no idea why. I felt this game was awesome. I sat through, I played it, and you know what? Something you never really think about? Spider-Man. You can do a slam dunk. And that's a mission in the game. If you want to see that, look it up, because it is pretty cool. Okay, speaking of games that get a lot of hate, Capcom was trying to find what they were trying to do after Operation Raccoon City. They were trying to find a Resident Evil formula that worked. And then they pooped out this. Resident Evil 6. This is actually the Archives version. And yes, for people who know what that is, I really did spend $80 on this because I wanted all the exclusive stuff. And this was actually really worth the $80 because you got Resident Evil 4, Code Veronica, Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, and you got a copy of Resident Evil Degeneration, the movie, along with the Resident Evil 6 game. And they are just great. But this game, I had a lot of fun playing because I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I love the corniness and all the Resident Evils. People hate this game because it stirred away and it was just bad. The graphics looked amazing, and that's what people just want to talk about, how bad games are. But no one ever wants to focus on the positive to a game. These graphics look great. The CGI animation looks fantastic in-game and during a cutscene. The voice acting's top-notch. The monsters are really awesome and creative. And you get to play as 8 characters. Leon, you get to play the 2 characters in Leon's story, the 2 characters in Chris' story, the 2 characters in Sherry's story, and the 2 characters in the bonus Ada story. And they each had their own campaign that would intertwine with each other so you can meet up with each other. And each character did go through the same levels, but they went through it in a different way, and it was really cool, and it was really fun to explore. I understand where the hate comes from, because zombies were only in one story, and that was Leon's story, and that's pretty cool that they added zombies back for Leon, but the rest of them should have had it because we're just dealing with infected again, and no one likes the infected. But this, do not let people talk bad about this game without trying it first for your own opinion. This game is alright in its own manner, but does not deserve the hate it's been getting. I definitely recommend picking this up. Also, just a little fun fact, that's a giraffe getting a blowjob. Well, those were just some of the games I liked playing on the 360. I mean, I've played tons more, and I realize I'm forgetting other games like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and 3, the Halo series, and all that stuff. But those were just my personal picks that I wanted to pull out. I do have a lot more 360 games, probably the most games I have in my library of consoles. But the 360 was a great console, and it sucks that it's going to be outshadowed now by the Xbox One, which I feel like is a little bit worse. I feel the controller is a bit heavier, which is fine, because it's fine. But the 360 really nailed the controller aesthetic down. It's really good. I love this console. Those are my thoughts on the games and the console itself. I definitely recommend it. This thing wasn't as powerful as the PS3, but in some aspects it was better. I definitely recommend getting a 360. They're going to be relatively cheap now to pick up, so you shouldn't have a problem. And the games are not going to cost you anywhere near as games for the Xbox One will. if you pick up a 360 game, they're probably going to be under $20. $20 or under, and that's what they'll be. So those are my thoughts on the 360. Please leave some of your games that you really enjoyed playing on the 360 down below. I look forward to reading them. I did leave some games out on purpose because I want to talk about those in a future video. So, yeah. Not the Halo games. The Halo games, I'll just sum them up right here. They're okay. The Halo games are okay. The multiplayer is the best part, and the story mode's alright. I've only really liked one Halo game, and that was Halo 2. And it's only because me and my friends got together and we played it a lot. And it was really fun, and I would still go back and do that. Halo 3, I hear, was really good. I didn't really play it, and yeah. Halo 4 is alright, and the rest are okay. Reach is probably the best, considering other people's opinions. I liked Reach, but, whatever. But those are my thoughts, guys. Leave your thoughts on below on what games, and you can just write, fuck you, Storm, because I didn't cover your game. That's fine, too. Make sure to give this video a like, and, yeah, guys, I'll see you next time.